Howdy, y'all. Good afternoon. We are just gonna, since we're not doing a big break in between private and public, we're gonna give everyone just a couple of minutes to join. So uh, we will be getting started shortly. Okay.
Oh my god.
Just guessing guests. Ignore them.
Oh my god. Ah, yes, just another day on the internet.
A strange day on the internet. Um, okay, cool. Well, seems like the number of folks joining in has slowed down, so we'll probably Simon, don't forget that Frumple TV is live.
Yeah,
Um,
and staff is shown in that.
Yeah. For those of you watching for Apple TV, disregard. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the June 2022 General Staff Meeting. Got a couple things to announce from private, and I will get into them now. Here we go. So we had one candidate for premier. That was a city that Mojang had submitted for another potential premier, the city of Mountbatten. The vote came down as a unanimous vote, 6-0 against. So unfortunately, this town will not be receiving premier. Our concerns with this one were a lot of notes on kind of the cultural significance item, and a couple other things. Generally, I mean, as you all know, Moj does generally do pretty high quality towns, and that was great. Just don't forget that if you're thinking about going for premier, that cultural significance is one of the things that we're looking for. So hopefully Moj will be able to get hopefully Moj will be able to do a little bit more work on the town, up the cultural significance, and submit it for another review in another cycle. On the front of section 2, which is a couple of redacted topics, we've got a couple things that are going on. Notably, for those of you who are looking at your calendars, you will notice that next month is our 10-year anniversary, which is a pretty big milestone. It's definitely a milestone that when the server was initially launched, I think Frumple would pretty much universally agree with me here. We didn't think it would last this long, and he especially did not plan on it being something that he is still dealing with all y'all 10 years later. So it's certainly a landmark anniversary that is very exciting to be coming up on. One thing about that a lot of you will likely be thinking, hey, Sooner, do you mind muting or going on PTT for a second just because you got a
Sorry.
noisy mic? Thanks. One thing that a lot of you guys may be thinking about is, okay, we got this great anniversary. What are we doing to celebrate? And that's something that we've been thinking about too. The staff, I think a lot of us would want to celebrate the fact that we've gotten here. Unfortunately, as you may have noticed, a lot of us are getting to the point where we've got a few other things that are pulling at our attention. And so at this time, we are not planning on doing any kind of major events. There is a small but non-zero chance that that may change. And if we have any official events to announce for the anniversary, then we will certainly do so. But we just want to set everybody's expectations right now that yes, even though 10 years is certainly special and we want to honor the stuff that we as a community have done, please don't plan on there being any kind of big celebrations. As much as we would like to see that happen, a lot of us just don't have the time or capacity to be able to plan something like that. Did we want to announce the other thing or leave that until later?
I think we should at least, yeah, and also the
Okay.
votes and how we're gonna get to it. So
Cool. Okay. The other thing has to do with the Admon building. And um, specifically, those of you who have been around with us for a while, you know that it's pretty rare for those to get swapped out. We're currently on iteration number 5, which was swapped out or swapped in several years ago. And actually, this is only the second version of the Admon building that has existed on the New World. The staff are currently in the early stage voting process for deciding if we want to put in a new one, and if so, which one we want to do. If you go around the staff world, which again is open for everybody to explore, you'll notice that there's a bunch of Admon building prototypes and a bunch of stuff that people have been building to try and build out of what Admon 6 could potentially look like. So we are in the early stages of voting to decide if we want to replace it. So here's how that's going to work. So there's a quick basic up and down poll of do staff want a new Admon building. That's open in the staff channel, and staff have a week to vote in that poll of whether or not they want a new one at all. If that's approved, then staff members will have until the July GSM to build out their submission, and then there will be a ranked choice voting that will take place. Either we'll probably open the ballot a couple days early just so that folks who can't attend the meeting live can still vote, but we'll open a ballot, and staff will be able to vote. We will announce the final results at the July GSM, and we will be installing the new building in time for the 10th anniversary. So just a potential new thing in Central City to be excited about. So yay.
Just sorry, Chief. One other note as well.
If there's anything else, go ahead.
One other note on the anniversary events is that although staff capacity is limited, by no means do anniversary events have to be run by staff, and we'd love to see any community suggestions if there are any. So if you've got any event ideas, be it big, be it small, we'd love to hear, and we'd encourage any application, should it need funding, to be submitted at the upcoming ISM in a few weeks.
yeah, good point. Simon, I was about to say that, but Chief had to step away for a sec, so I'm taking over for a little bit. Okay, cool. I think that's about it in terms of announcements. Should we carry on?
I think we should.
Okay, let's go to, there's only one, well, technically there's 10A, which is kind of big, but we'll just do 5A right now. So just some more Discord changes, mostly, pretty simple stuff. As you know, Discord rolled out their text and voice channel feature recently. So that's basically means that all the existing voice channels, like voice channel and event voice channel, are kind of redundant now. So this is proposing to remove those channels. Meeting Live will remain because it is still linked to Meeting Channel Game. There's been some talk about archiving these voice channels, but honestly, I don't really feel like there's value in that because the context of those discussions were all in voice anyway. So I don't think a lot of it makes sense to keep that around.
I agree. I think that with the new channels being what they are, there's no reason to have duplicates anymore.
Yeah, likewise. I think there's nothing of substance in those channels, so I don't feel there's no reason we have to keep them.
Yeah, leaving these channels will just end up cluttering everything.
Yep. So
Approved.
Approved, unless there's okay. Yeah, in Fresk, I don't know. My mic is at max. I don't know how to turn it up anymore, so sorry. Okay. And the second part of this is there's been a suggestion for a birthday cog, or sorry, a birthday addition to the taco bot. I actually set it up this morning so I could actually show it to members now. Let me do that quickly here. Okay, members should be able to see the channel now. It's under new members right now. So how it's going to work is all in this channel, this birthday channel. Any member can set up their announcement, like set up their birthday, and then the bot will when the day comes, will automatically announce that birthday in that channel. And my thinking was also, if anyone wants to, like ping the person or like basically what we've done in general chat, that should be done in this channel now rather than in general. When you set your birthday, you can optionally set your birth year. So if you don't feel like you want to reveal how old you are, you can definitely do that. I think there's a bug that Skelly found when you remove your birthday. I don't know how to really fix that. It's on the COG developer, I guess. But yeah, so I guess the question here is, do we want this birthday thing? The second question is, I was thinking of moving this channel into a new category called community category. This community category would include new members, birthdays, and auxiliary discords, just to organize all that out from all the other top level channels that we have right now. Yeah,
I
am fine
agree.
with all of this.
I think it's fine.
I concur.
If you look in the channel, there was some discussion about how it would be decluttered. I don't really feel that's going to be the case. People are only going to set their birthday once, and that's it.
Well, to be fair, I think this is more a dedicated channel for clutter outside of general, because we all know as soon as a birthday hits, we get 20 messages saying happy birthday to everyone, which just kills any momentum in general. This by itself is a way of reducing clutter from other channels.
That is true. But also, from a usability standpoint, I feel like if there's like one channel where we announce birthdays and another channel we have to set birthdays, that gets confusing because then people are going to start asking, well, where do I set my birthday? I feel like it's a lot easier if it's all just in one centralized channel.
I'm okay with that. Nothing else to add.
If it does seem too cluttered, then we can think of a different way of doing it. But I'm trying to think of usability first in this case.
In regards to clutter, it is possible that some people will spam the channel and abuse it, but that's a possibility with Taco Bot in general.
Yeah, like the RPG, we have Taco Bot, but that's mainly used for trivia and party games, I think, are installed on there too. So yeah, I don't know if that's a good spot to, like, again, people would have to know that if they want to set a birthday, they have to go to that channel, which I feel is kind of too far off from where birthdays is right now.
A birthday challenge channel rather is going to be naturally spammy when people say happy birthday 20 times over. So I've got no real concern with a bit more spam of birthday sets and birthday updates or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like people are just adding birthdays now. But I guess are people okay with the community category as well? Is that fine?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay.
Community category makes sense to me.
Okay. All right. Then this will be approved. I'll make the category in a sec.
I know one thing I brought up a little bit is what time it'll ping people for their birthday.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
The default will be midnight UTC on the day of. So, like, for example, if someone's birthday is on January 1st, then they will be pinged on January 1st at midnight UTC. But if they're in North America, for example, then they will be pinged on sometime during the evening of December 31st. One possible change we can make is to change it to like something like noon UTC. So that way it'll ping people on, like, we can make sure that it pings people on the day, sometime during the day they actually celebrate their birthday in the place they live.
Yeah, so I can change it to noon. I think what Vicky's saying, it makes sense. So right now it's set to midnight, but I can definitely change it. It is, yeah, it is. We're talking UTC London. But there is a feature request for this particular birthday cog, 4 time zones. So they might add it in the future, but who knows?
But noon UTC does cover every time zone, except for like weird ones in Kiribati. But
I don't think we have MRT members in Kiribati. Definitely could be wrong, but I don't think we do. So I don't think that's an issue.
yeah, I don't believe we do either. So I think we're fine.
Also, noon UTC will fall short of, I think, New Zealand summer, their summertime, wintertime in the northern hemisphere. It would technically be 1 in the morning on the following day, I believe.
Okay, so I guess approved. Yeah, I'm gonna set up the bot right now. So Chief, take it away. Yeah.
Yes, because I have returned. Cool. Okay. 6A in the transport projects, Worski and Cillian want to build the B993 from Cariona to Winter Wind.
This seems fine to me. It's not really long. It just is connecting to cities. It seems fine.
I'm fine with this.
Agreed.
I agree.
Cool. Approved. 6B, the B333 from Parkland to Watford, proposed by ST to Cat.
Also short.
Also short and sweet. I have no problem with this.
Yeah, this is fine.
Cool. Approved. 6C, B62 from Union Island to Chan Bay. This one's a bit
That's
longer.
not
But,
in a minute.
it was it added after the minute stock was
It
generated?
was added late because Double R initially sent it in before the deadline, but it was extremely lacking information, so Frumple told him to add more info.
Well, I added it to the minutes.
What's it connecting?
It's connecting Mojang City, Chanbei to Double R's new town of Union Island, although I'm not sure how much Union Island is developed right now.
Also, do we allow for left-hand drive B roads? I don't remember.
I know there's a
yeah.
road through Nanse Gunto. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. That is left-hand drive. I think that's an A road.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought A roads must be right hand, but
I thought they must be right-hand, and I thought I thought the same for B roads.
We don't have any official rules on that.
I know
Ah.
we talked about it at some point.
yeah, B roads, because they're a lot more regional and such. They've been fine. I would say we strongly prefer right hand drive just for consistency.
Mhm.
So if he wants to, I mean, the thing with a B road is this is going to be a 2-lane road. So technically it doesn't matter because you're going to sign it. Well, the only difference is going to be signage, which would need to go on the one side or the other. Honestly, if Union Island is, wait, where does this indicate a possibility? Oh, bit of notes. This highway would be left-hand drive.
I am on
yeah,
Union Island in case anyone
mean,
wants to look at significance.
Okay.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah, I have no issues with connecting a town up. My concern is more with
This is right-hand drive. Oh no.
No, it's definitely right hand.
I don't know why this bus is on the wrong side
Except
of the
for
road.
literally this one. Hang on.
This
The
one
town is
intersection.
right-hand, except this one intersection.
And then
Also the
everything's
bus.
left hand. And then everything's left hand.
Also, this bus over here is on the right
And this
side
is
of the
right
road.
hand.
I've
I'm
got
confused.
no problem with what hand it is because realistically, most people, it's not going to impact anyone.
No, it's not. I'm. This is an aside, but I'm more concerned because there's a lot of stuff here, and there's not a lot of detail here.
Actually, I'm looking at the map. Double R must have made a mistake because he's actually connecting this road up to a community town named Jimbo, not to Chan Bay, although
It's still
Jimbo
Mojang's
fine
control.
much.
Yeah. That's
Moj
still
is still the point of
Moj's.
contact for Jimbo. He's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have an issue with it, except for the fact that I feel like I would want a little bit more detail about like all of those crossings.
I think. I mean, it looks like those are just they're colored differently just to mark that they're going to be bridges.
Yeah. Part of my concern comes from this town is not very built up, and I don't know a lot about this person's build style.
Is that lake on the western side? Is that a numbered lake? Because this could potentially impede access.
It also looks like it goes straight through another settlement. Like, it's an unregistered town, but it's
It's unregistered, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, we say that, but it's got a train station here already. A warp road.
Is that
Yeah, this is using new style blocks.
so? That might be an issue.
The lake to the west, I like this. The lake to the west, it's a branch of the autumnal sea.
Okay.
Which is like 6.
Yeah, it's definitely a Mayor Moj FM. That is not a valid name.
It's Mojang.
Oh, this is a Moj settlement.
This looks like
Okay.
something that Moj would write.
This feels
Assuming
like
the deputy mayor is MC Protocol.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
this looks like a meme town, like
it is.
like Parapoapia, or
Yeah,
no, not
what
Parapotamia.
is this?
Parapotamia is fine. Yeah. Okay.
Where
This
does
is definitely
go?
a bit old. So
This is Chanbei Metro.
I'm
Okay.
fine with
so
Jimbo.
So I'm fine with the Jimbo connection. I'm fine with just like the concept of the road. The thing that I want to resolve is like this is Moj. Like this is Moj's thing. Actually, you know what? Hang on. This is 2 buildings above the surface. I would say it doesn't matter because of SIGEV. So doesn't qualify for protection under the significant development rule. So in that case, then the fact that the road comes through here doesn't matter. The thing that I would want to know is bridges and just making sure that it doesn't block boat access to the lake. And then if
Well, I
it's
don't think
going to be
we
left-
need. I don't think we need to him to specify that. We can just say approved if he does this. If he builds bridges that allow
True.
for boats to pass. But
Yeah,
even
make sure
then,
that-
boats isn't like if you look at the geography, it's not that big a deal because boats can go to the south of the islands.
Oh, they can. Okay. Okay, so that alleviates that then. And then I think the last one is like be consistent with the drive.
Yeah.
Either like
left or
let me
right,
see if I
but
can
not
get
both.
to. Well, this is not center hand drive.
Yes.
So let me. So
Well,
Chanbei and Jimbo are right hand drive.
yes.
Or right hand traffic is the technical.
Mhm.
If we're going to be pedantic about it. So, and it looks like Union Island is also right hand.
It looks like it's a hodgepodge.
It looks like it's
do we have to care about it this much? Like,
no, but
No,
I would just
we'd like it to be
it just
consistent.
bothers me. So I would just say we can approve it, but just with the proviso of pick and be consistent. And
Yeah.
if you're gonna do left, don't make the crossover stupid.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bring up Fred's point. He says Moj would have seen this area. I don't know what you're asking, Fred, exactly, but I think you're asking if Moj knew that it would go through Jimbo. I think the answer is you have to ask Moj because we don't know. All we know is. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No,
yeah, it says he's got permission from Moj, but I think Fred's point was if he has got permission from Moj, then actually Moj would have seen it goes through that other insignificant development,
I mean, it's possible. Well,
which is his.
It's not clear if it's Chanbei or I don't know. Moj has built so many things. I think it's reasonable to say that he might have forgotten that Jimbo exists, maybe, but I don't know. You have to ask. I think
not Jimbo. The West Virginia, which is the island with two builds, but that doesn't matter anyway because it's insignificant.
Is that
okay?
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can approve it just with those notes of bridges, and if you're gonna do left, don't do a stupid crossover.
Yep.
Because Jimbo's on the right, and also the overwhelming drive on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got that, Vicky?
Yeah, so build bridges and no stupid crossover.
Great. And Cece's not on staff anymore. For all these roads, do we know if there are any number conflicts? I would imagine that there shouldn't be, but
What's the number again?
62, 993, and 333.
62. There's no 62. 993.
They're all good.
Yeah, they're all good.
Okay, great. Cool. Easy enough. All right, 7A, Formula MRT Season 4.
Seems fine by me. It's a event that's earned its reputation. I think it's pretty interesting.
Yep.
The only thing I think is missing is the date. He hasn't specified a date here.
Yeah, I think he's working on that in collaboration with the host cities, but I'm fine if that's not specified because I think that if it's dependent on, yeah, again, it's a well-liked event. It's well-liked event. Prizes are in line. He knows what he's doing at this point. I'm fully fine with it. Also, I just removed a stack of 2,000 minecarts from Jimbo that were just stuck on the minecart rails. So hopefully that'll, if anyone's over there anytime soon, then hopefully that'll make it a little less laggy. Okay, cool. 7A approved. 7B, MRT Summer Games by Frog.
They were well attended last time, so I have no issue here.
No issue.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, this is a reasonably small prize pot.
I'll be interested to see how cycling goes because I think that's the first event I've seen which really uses the vehicles plugin. But
yeah, that'll be interesting.
But yeah, very happy for this to be approved.
Yeah, approved.
I want to see tractor races. Anyway.
Drill races.
Well, Frumple, you can host an event and see how that goes. 7C.
Never mind.
Okay, Taco Burrito time.
7C.
Sure.
You all have 3 seconds to object, otherwise I'm approving this because this is fine.
Yes, because how many of these have there been? 2.
This is literally numbers 23 and 24.
Yeah, go.
Approved. Kraka. This is this is
I looked
RGB.
over. It's new, but I have faith that it will be wrong. But let's give him a chance.
Yeah,
It's
and
it's a reasonably
prizes
small
are too
prize pool.
high.
It's a reasonably small prize pool. I'm fine approving it. And seems like it has
fine to
been,
me.
yeah, seems like it's been really well thought out, at least for first pass. So
What does it mean by match 1 versus 2? Like, is this... I don't get that. Match 1, match 2, match 3, match... Oh, sorry, no, I'm see.
That's
Never
the
mind, ignore
player
me.
number? I don't know.
or team numbers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the player numbers left on day 3.
Okay, approved.
Yeah, and again, this is a reasonably small prize pool, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay, 70 approved.
No 8, no 9.
Hi, this is 10A.
Ah,
You've reached the final boss. Yeah, so just to be very clear, I'm just posing the question of whether we should continue with ISMs. I'm not really in favor of either or. I'm just saying though that the last 5 ISMs have not been particularly well attended, both by staff or members, and there have not been many topics. So does it make sense to continue doing them? I think there's a thread in the forum. I've seen all sorts of suggestions of alternatives and other things we could do. So
I am in favor of Kitty's idea where we still hold the option of them, but like we have one single submission date. Like as far as anyone is concerned, there is just the GSM, but if there are too many topics that we think would just overwhelm us, then at our discretion we can choose to make an ISM with those topics.
I have an alternative suggestion, which would be to have the date set for the ISM, but if there's not a certain number of topics on it, then it gets pushed into the next GSM.
We were concerned about that, or Frumple was rather, that would mean that if someone really wants to get something across the line, they would then submit to good proposals, and it's just going to bloat the
basically,
topic.
Someone could just submit dummy topics into the ISM to force the ISM to happen, which probably wouldn't happen, but honestly, I can imagine someone could try it. So
there are certain individuals
okay.
here whom I would not want to put that past.
If you think it's gonna happen, just invalidate the topics.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like topics at our discretion, not necessarily just raw number of topics.
we could.
Like
So
if we
But in which case, it's always going to be like we're just going to have a deadline for the ISM, and it's just we're pretty much going to announce every month. Oh, guess what? It's being rolled into the GSM. Whereas actually, if we just have the single submission date each month, then on an ad hoc basis, if we are struggling on the GSM.
So
Oh, go ahead, Chief.
So here's what I would propose. So our traffic historically goes up in the summer months, and we're in June right now. And I know that, we're in June right now, and hopefully between traffic coming up and and I know that like now that we're a version behind, that we may not get a whole lot of new player traffic, but with the fact that it is the summer and it is the 10th anniversary and all that, I would imagine that the chances of us needing the ISM in the summer will be higher. So
Yeah.
I would say if we're going to drop the ISMs from the regular governance schedule, hold on that until September, so that at least we can get through the summer season. And if it is a little bit busier, that gives people the opportunity to not have to wait all that long. And then in the fall, when numbers die down, then probably drop it at that point.
I was about to suggest that, Chief. I would even go as far as maybe till the end of the year, because we might by September we might not know if numbers are dropping yet. So we could just revisit this in December and make a decision then. Like if it really looks like it's dropped off by the fall, then we can say, okay.
Yeah, and then that'll at least give us a sense of, this summer what happened to our numbers. I mean, I would be fine with like even just looking at it in September, even if we don't necessarily make a decision at that point. I do know that for those members of staff who are still in school, that would probably favor dropping ISMs as of the fall. But I know that that's obviously not everybody. So I would say let's keep them at least for the summer, and possibly for the rest of the year, and then
I have no opposition with just let's review in December.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really care.
I mean the December one's canceled anyway, so that could easily be
Well, it'll be the December GSM it's reviewed at.
correct. Yeah, the December infrastructure one's already canceled for the holidays. So
Okay. So
Cool.
I know. Okay. So we'll postpone to December. I just wanted to let you guys know, like, this is how the ISMs have been. Just people.
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I think it's very reasonable to think about, especially in terms of what's the best use of our time. And I agree that given the low numbers, that it is at the point that I think we should look at it.
I mean, as long as we make a point for the ISMs that, if it is contentious, we can always roll it into a GSM. So even if we have low turnout, we'll just review it at the GSM anyway.
Yeah, I'd rather. I mean, I know that the idea is to kind of, again, make a decision and then process it. So,
I view it more
Of-
like. Oh, go ahead, Jim. Sorry.
just to give people the expectation of, so that they know if they want to have something happen that requires approval at a meeting, that they're not being kind of dragged along for an extra 2 weeks that they don't need to wait. Well, unless they know ahead of time that yes, this is when it'll be looked at.
Yeah. It gets a little hairy if it's an event, though, because if it's like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, in those 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, because an event might be planned for within the next 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
before the next GSM.
Okay, but yeah, bottom line, ISMs are still going to be a thing. Kind of makes me wonder how
So the end. Yeah.
we only added them in 2020. So like, how did we survive way back when?
We just had 5-hour-long meetings.
Yeah, they were really long, and we
I
had
just-
I remember
I-
one starting at 7 my time and finishing at 1 a.m.
That's true.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
long.
But of course, now it's like we're in section 10, and we've only been going for a little bit more than an hour.
That's true. I guess what I'm trying to balance out is, like, personally, I kind of miss the long meetings. That you can hate me all
No.
you want, but
No.
yeah, I know.
No.
But for
No,
me,
please.
but for
Back
me-
to frivolous topics, anyone?
But for me, there is a drawback of, every 2 weeks or every 2 or 3 weeks, like basically cutting a part of my day, or maybe most of the day even, because you have to make results and prepare documents and all that sort of stuff. Like, it sort of adds up, right? So, but okay.
Yeah, and
yeah.
when you
So
multiply
is
it out,
the decision there that we're keeping with the
We're
keeping them through the end of the year.
in which case the schedule you've put for the rest of the year I have no concerns with.
Yep, and I have
There are a bunch of numbers.
I have to go create all the agenda and minutes docs for all of them. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, but
Yeah, we'll keep this schedule, and then one of the items in December will be to approve next year's meeting schedule anyway. So one of the things that'll be included in that is kind of making a decision of, do we cut ISMs at that point? Because then we'll have a little bit more sense of, okay, what does the summer, how has summer traffic been, especially given what's happened in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I have no problems with the GSM schedule, though I'll probably end up missing a few of them. Just because of IRL stuff. Like
Yep,
the
and
September 1 is the weekend of my birthday, so I'll probably be out of town.
a side question.
and that's normal to, that's normal for, stuff to happen. So, okay,
A side
cool. So that is,
sorry, a side question. Do you think there's any value of pre-polling people if they're going to show up at the ISM? Because there have been some meetings where not that many staff are there because IRL stuff, of course, right? Like just to see.
I don't think so. Like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes availability changes on the day anyway.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool. So Simon, you have the last item here.
I have 10B, which is the results of the recent town building contest. So just to give everyone a bit of background for anyone that hasn't seen it, 3 months ago at the March GSM, I proposed the town building contest, which is where people built a new town in a location that they didn't get to pick. And the whole aim of that was to give people some challenging terrain and to encourage creativity. By taking out one of the bits people can control, and overall, I've been really pleased with the uptake of it. I think it was about 25 entrants. We did have 6 mayor and councillor towns that ended up going through to the voting stage. But even of those towns that didn't quite make it to that requisite councillor standards, I was really impressed with it, and overall thank you everyone that did participate. Without further ado, I am happy to go into the results. All of these scores are out of 70. That is 10 for each of the typical city voting criteria. So that's interior build quality, exterior build quality, terraforming and landscaping, planning and infrastructure, scale, and ambience. And then there was also an additional 10 points for if the town reached the rank of mayor. So that's 70 points in total. So without further ado, I'll go from 6th through to 1st. In 6th place was Knoxville by Foot Chicken, who received a score of 27.5 out of 70 and will win $200. In 5th was Siffle by Malisi, who got a score of 33.5 out of 70 and won $500. 4th place was Windswept Valley by Foot Chicken. No, not by Foot Chicken. Sorry, I put that wrong. Windswept Valley by Atlantis Grey, who was only 2 points ahead on 35.5 out of 70 and wins $1,000. Then for the top 3. In 3rd place was Grave Cove by 70, who got 39.25 out of 70, with a prize of 2,000. 2nd place was Craft 252, who got 48 and wins 5,000. And finally, in 1st place was Chattanooga by King Snake, who got a score of 51.25 out of 70 and wins the max prize of $10,000. Thank you everyone for taking part, and I'd really encourage everyone to take a look at some of the towns, because there were some genuinely nice towns that have been made out of this. And yeah, thank you for everyone that did participate.
Good old handicap table to copy and paste into the minutes.
Question, Simon: will the voting forms be public?
Yeah, I will be publishing the results fairly soon.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
That's the end.
Congratulations, everyone, and thanks, Simon, for running. It was definitely a unique event and fun to see everyone getting involved and building stuff. So great to see.
Also, will the voting doc be publicized for the town building contest? Excuse me.
Yeah, so that the results document that I can see you're in, Vicky, that is the voting document. I just renamed it. So
Okay.
yes.
With that, if there are any questions, go ahead and post them in the meeting live channel, and we'll just take a second and just answer any questions that are outstanding about any of the stuff that we announced today or decided today.
I didn't see it.
So if there are any,
so I don't. Maybe we're off the hook here.
that I don't know if that happened, and at this point, we're just going to move on. We're just going to carry on to the Q&A. So. Yeah, so if there are any questions, now is the time to ask. Go ahead and put them in meeting live. You can ping me if you want to make sure that I see it, but I am watching the channeling game. So, not seeing any. I believe this question has been answered twice now, King Snake. Of will the full results be posted?
Yes, I will publish it in in event announcement shortly.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Seeing none, we're gonna call this done. Thank you everybody for coming. The next meeting is the infrastructure staff meeting, which is on Sunday, June 26th. And topics are due at 2 p.m. or no, 2 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. UTC on Friday the 24th. If you have moderator nominations that you'd like us to consider, those are due for the July GSM. Those will be due at noon UTC. No, God, I need to like, I'm like, whatever. Those will be due at 7 p.m. UTC on Saturday, July 2nd. So, mod nominations on July 2nd, ISM June 26th.
If you guys want to do silly questions, you can just do that in general chat after the meeting.
Just do that in general.
Yeah.
There have been no changes to the privacy of nominations. Those are remaining private until
Nope, that's not correct, Chief.
That's not?
We changed that last GSM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
So mod noms are available right as when they're submitted, assuming they're accepted by staff for quality and all that sort of stuff. So. Okay.
Oh, thanks for correcting.
Yeah, no,
all right,
okay.
Cool. Thanks all. That's it. Meeting's over.
Okay, all roads have been added to the dock.
Bye-bye.
Cool.